What is up, guys? Welcome back to another awesome episode of American Truck Simulator. My name is Evil One, and in this episode, we are taking part 2 of our journey down to, oh shoot, where were we going again? Let's see, we're going to Winnemucca, Nevada. That's right. So here's our stats right here. Expected Monday at noon. It is currently Monday at 8 in the morning. We just slept. We had that lightning storm come through. We pulled off into this little gas station truck stop here and got some sleep for a few hours. It's 8:45 in the morning. So let's start up and go from there. Now, if you missed part 1, I highly recommend you go back and check it out to get a little context about where we are and what we're doing. So let's see. Let me get this out of my way. Actually, I want to flip it back to the map. There we go. Get that out of my way. Let's do our walk around really quick. There is our trailer. Check the tires again. Check all of our lights. Check our oil. Make sure there's no leaks. Yada, yada, yada. Everything's battened down. Make sure that no kid came by and pulled our kingpin while we were sleeping. That sort of thing. Everything looks great. Let's jump back in cab and get fired up here. Turn our lights on. And we'll make sure they work. And they do. Yay. All right. Let's push in our air. Get going here. Clear that windshield really quick. We need to flip around as we came in from this side, and that's kind of the same way I want to go out. See, we came in off of that road right where that white SUV is. It looks like it's all the same road. We come to a Y here. So, yeah. Perfect. We can just keep on trucking. Interesting wheels. Hi! I didn't have a stop sign back there, did I? I don't think I did. 65 mile an hour. Make sure we're actually going the right way. We are. Perfect. Whoop, gotta drive the truck. Snow zone. I'm not even sure what the date is. It could be middle of summer. It could be middle of winter. I have no idea. I'm sure it says somewhere at some point. Ooh, Blue Mountain Pass. Oh, okay. I actually know where we are. So thank you all again for joining me for part 2 here. I do really enjoy this game, even though I do complain about some of the aspects of it, especially this wonderful steering wheel not turning very quickly with my joystick. Again, I am using an Xbox controller. Sometimes it gets me into trouble when I need to turn quickly, and it doesn't. But that is to be expected, I guess, with using a joystick for a steering wheel. I do plan on getting a steering wheel hopefully soon, but it probably won't be until after my channel gets monetized. Speaking of which, please help me out if you enjoy this content. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, if you feel so inclined, please drop a comment just to say hi. I don't really care. Well, I take that back. I do care about what you have to say, unless it's hate, in which case I don't care. But for the most part, I read all the comments and I try to respond to all of them. So please feel free to leave a comment. It helps out the algorithm as well. With all that stuff out of the way, I do hope that you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. I do love trucking. I have been a trucker since I was a little kid, riding with my stepdad and his truck. If you missed that story, it was in part 1. Alright, we're coming into a little town here. Looks like we're gonna go straight on through. We are selling McDermott, nice. Okay. It has been at least 15 years since I've been down this way. I would like to run at this hill, but these other trucks are kind of screwing me up for that. Apparently they don't want to run at hills. I was looking at some of my gauges over here. And one of the gauges I used to pay attention to a lot when climbing a hill was my pyrometer. It was a custom gauge we had in all of our trucks. It was the only digital gauge we had. And it measured our exhaust gases after the turbo. And it told us basically how hot that engine was getting from the exhaust gases. When pulling a hill, I would watch that gauge. I would do my regular scan, and I like to look at the pyrometer just to make sure that it wasn't getting overly hot, like way too hot, you know, kind of a thing, and starting to melt the turbo down. The trucks that we drove were all kind of older trucks as well. The truck I like to drive the most was a 1986 Freightliner FLD. It had a 13-speed in it, manual, of course. The truck itself had a drop axle, and it was rated at 96,000 gross. And you might be asking yourself, or saying that that's ridiculous, that there's no truck out there that can haul 96,000 gross, but it was, and that was our wheat truck. It with the pup on it. That's how we got it there. So the truck itself had a wheat bin on it, and we hooked up a pup to it with a bridge dolly, and that's what we used to haul wheat. And I liked hauling wheat because I liked that truck, even though it wasn't a tractor trailer setup like our other ones. And I forget how big the actual bed was, but we would take that. It was also our flatbed truck too, so we could take the racks off in the shop, and that was our flatbed. So we had a flatbed pup as well, and I'd haul apples with it, and that was always fun because those were overnight jobs. Or, you know, I'd be gone for a couple weeks at a time during apple season, because where they grow apples was about a 4-hour drive in the truck from our shop. So we tried to stay local, but hauling apples was always one of those treats. And the truck itself wasn't a sleeper. We didn't have a sleeper in that truck. And so every night I got to stay in a sleazy hotel in some podunk town somewhere. But I didn't mind. We had a varied assortment, I would say, of trucks with that trucking outfit I drove for. And I remember it was a Kenworth, but it wasn't a W900. I'm trying to remember the truck we had. It was the only truck we had with a sleeper. I should say tractor. It was the only tractor we had with a sleeper. And that was the one that we would take when we knew that we were doing overnights or the big one, or a big job or something like that. We'd be gone for several days. And it was nice because we didn't have to be in a hotel room, if you could say that. I didn't mind sleeping in the truck. And back then too, idling, you pull into a truck stop and every truck was idling. So it wasn't a big deal, I guess, back then as it is now. All right, let's see. Oh, we are at our destination. Fantastic. We'll make that a little transparent so it's not so distracting. So this is Winnemucca. I highly doubt we'll get a load out of here. We will see. Looks like we're going to be pulling into this Walmart right here. Winnemucca discovered. Easy parking. If I can make that turn. Oh yeah, we're good. Let us unhook it. Put our landing gear down. Boom, done. It was an easy $1,000. Continue. Hey, we got some skill points. No, we don't. It just brought this up for some weird reason. I don't know why it did that. So that might be one of our mod issues that, or mod things that is conflicting with the in-game thing or something. I'm not sure. Okay, while we're here, let's head over to the job market. And go to the freight market here. See, we are down here in Winnemucca. Let's see. Oh, we do have loads. Let's see. What do we want to take? That one looks like it's a pretty decent. Oh, it's a long, big. Ooh. Can we do it though? Newport, Oregon. That's a long ways. You know what? I'm in the mood for some heavy hull action. Let's get this done. We got a sharp bend there and just outside of Reno. I think our truck can handle it. It is 99,000 pounds. So it's a massive tech part. What does all that mean? Articulated trailer, heavy, standard delivery, and high value cargo. So I'm going to say we do that and just make a bunch of money in a short distance here. Set GPS. Ooh, here we go. You're about to set for a heavy haul job. Review your current truck configuration. Make sure it's up to the task. So the way I read this, heavy cargo, that slider, that graph is way up. Maneuverability is way down. That should be a lot less. So we can pull hills and we can do uneven terrain. So I kind of knew that, when we got this truck, I wanted the bigger, heavier truck. And so we shouldn't have any problems with this. So yeah, let's do it. Continue. All right. Now I don't see a fuel station around here, and we should probably get some fuel. We got a half tank. We're gonna exit on out of here somewhere, some way. Hopefully we can drive out of here. We cannot. Turn the steering wheel, please. We'll just back up, and we'll go out the same way we came in. And we definitely want to get fuel before pulling a oversized load into a small little fuel station. But if there's no fuel station here in Winnemucca, we'll have to do it. You know, we'll just have to find the most optimal fuel station we can. Let's see if we can pick up this heavy haul load. I don't see it yet. Stop right there. Push that button, come in here to the freight market. Hopefully it's still available. It is. Perfect. We really want this one? Yeah, we do. We definitely don't want to take this one down to Carson City. Well, how far away is that? Oh, I guess they're both going to Carson City. This one pays more. Take job. Continue. Oh. Our tanks were filled and something else was restored. Was it our rest? Here we go. We're doing this cutscene thing again. We got our police escort. I forgot about the police escort, to be honest with you. I was not a fan of those the first time. Make sure that our lights are on. Yep. And this means, too, that I can probably ditch this. Oh, our rest was reset. That's what it was. I'm going to ditch this map because we don't need it. We'll just follow the cop in front of us. I'm going to put that trailer in the weeds. It's alright. We just bumped it a little bit. Yeah, climb this hill. There's a hot air balloon. Looking at my mirror, I just happened to look up and there's a hot air balloon up there. That's cool. Alright. Here we go. So I'm mentioning that wheat truck. There was an incident that I had in that Freightliner, 96,000 gross, and there was no scales on the route that we would normally take when we were hauling wheat for these farmers out of the Palouse down to the barge at Central Ferries, usually the run that we did. Of course, we had to load our own truck. Sometimes the farmer would come out and help, especially if we were switching grain bins or something like that. But we were responsible for loading our own trucks and the wheat. The wheat is deceptionally heavy. Like it's like sand, and a little bit goes a very long ways. And depending on what you're using to load your truck with, if the wheat kind of splashes into the trailer. Like there was one place I remember the farmer had like a grain elevator, his own grain elevator. And so you'd fill this big bin that's suspended in the air above your trailer, and then you would open a gate and it would flow into your trailer. It made for loading a truck very quickly, and the farmer was pretty good about making sure that that bin was actually full or mostly full before you arrived. So you'd pull under there and you'd have like little marks, like you'd fill it to the bottom of the support or something like that in the middle as it would peak when you're using like an auger to fill the trailer. Well, with that way that loadout bin empties into your trailer, it would kind of splash and fill the sides too. So it wasn't peaked, right? It was more of a flat filling. So I would always overload my trailer, my truck and trailer. Even though I was aware of it, you know, the heaviest I ever was 101,000 pounds. And at the top of Central Ferry Grade, there is a turnout for a jump scale, what we call jump scale, is where the DOT can show up with a mobile scale. And in all the years that I've been in the area, I've never actually seen one. Until one day, I saw him there, and he turns his lights on, just like the cop in front of me, but he's parked over on the side of the road as a van, a white van, state patrol. And he's standing there by his van and he flags me over. I'm like, uh-oh. So he does this routine inspection, checks my fuel, checks my logs, checks everything. Of course, everything, I'm legal with everything. And he had me roll over his little scale. I was 101,000 pounds. He wrote me a ticket and for being overweight, and he let me go. I mean, there wasn't anything we could really do. You know, we're not going to offload a bunch of wheat in the middle of the road. So, and where I was unloading was just down the hill, and he knew that too. So yeah, that was a day. I wasn't too happy about that. I don't remember how much the ticket was. It wasn't very much, but I did have to pay it myself. So I think it was a couple $100 for that ticket. But I wasn't making a lot of money either, so you know it did hurt. Like I was very upset about it. But I mean, shit. The next day I went to work, and it was the cop was like stuttering in front of me. The next day I went to work and loaded out of that same bin, and when I got down to the ferry, you know, they weigh you empty, then they weigh you full, and then you empty your truck, and then they weigh you again, and that's how they know how much wheat you brought them. So I go down there again, and I was like 100,000 pounds, you know. So, like, did I learn my lesson? No, because it's so hard to gauge how much wheat you're putting in one of those hoppers, you know. You get pretty good with an auger. You can tell, like, you'd fill it up to this certain point, and that was it. That was how much you put in. So we worked harvest as well, wheat harvest. And doing those, there was never any scales. We were all on back farm roads. And I didn't have my pup with me. And we had our other trucks. It was like all hands on deck during wheat harvest season. All of our tractor trailers, everything was out. So you would just pull into a field and sit and wait, and combines or a grain bin would come and just fill you up. When I say fill you up, I mean they would fill you till the point it was overflowing the sides of your racks. And it was kind of scary on some of the hills. The Palouse is very hilly, but you get confident. You figure out what you're doing, and you know it all works out. So, but yeah, I had no idea how much I actually would weigh. We would haul that wheat out of the combine or the grain bin, grain wagon, I guess. We called them grain bins. We had two types of grain bins. We had the ones that you pulled behind the tractor that would offload the combine and then dump into you. And then you had the grain bin, what some people might call a grain silo. Usually those silver big round things that are kind of domed on the top. We would load into those or unload into those. And usually we had to do that by ourselves because the farmers were out in the combines or the tractors or whatever. Sometimes we get help. Like there was one farmer, his wife, she loved unloading trucks. And her reasoning behind it was she liked the truck drivers. She was a little old lady. She liked talking with the truck drivers, and she likes to see all the hard work go into storage. So there's that. It's fun. Good memories. Very good memories. And this trucking outfit that I worked for, they would take any job. That cop was hauling butt. You see that? That was incredible. I guess they're all kind of moving over there. It didn't matter what it was, like, and they had a reputation of basically taking any job, if we could do it or not. And it came back on us as drivers to make sure that we can get the work done, get the load delivered or picked up on time or whatever the case may be. And so the farmer that I worked for that became a truck driving outfit, he was a retired farmer that leased out all of his land, sold a lot of his tractors and everything, and bought trucks. And he wanted to help out the other farmers in the area with their trucking needs. Because he enjoyed trucking more than he did farming, apparently. And he didn't have anybody take over the farm. So that's when I basically started working for him. He already was established. So I started working for Reno Discovered. Nice, we're in Reno. I basically found him because I was looking for work. I had my CDL, and I was just looking for anybody that would hire me. I didn't want to be over the road, gone all the time, truck driver. And so I heard about this retired farmer turned truck driving company. So I went to work for him, and I liked it. I liked it a lot, honestly. Didn't pay very well, but everybody's got to make money. So, and it got me by, I would say. I was making about $2,800 a month or so on average, working 50, 60-hour weeks. So, yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but it was money in my pocket. So, and I got to be my own boss, more or less. I mean, I got to drive truck. I was by myself a lot. Oh, here we go. We are changing lanes. And he's going to do it real fast. Yeah. One of the issues that I had with them taking every job that came down the road was I would be heading in one direction. I'd get a call on my phone. We had phones like hardwired in the truck from like the early 90s, and I'd get a call, and it was from his wife. His wife was our main dispatch lady. And she would say that as soon as I get to wherever I'm going, I'm to drop my trailer, leave the trailer there, scream back the other direction from which I just came, and go pick up another trailer, go back to where I was. You know, it's just this big convoluted, oh, I'm gonna smack that. I forgot it was so wide. Ooh, we came to a stop. I didn't want to do that. Did I smack that? I had to have. Anyway, it just became a big hassle. You're being pulled in a bunch of different directions because they could not say no to customers. It was always, yep, we'll make it happen. Like, I remember I got off the truck at the shop and she came running out and asked me if I could take the pickup to go pick up a ton of hay in their pickup, like a Ford F-350, and deliver it for, ooh, we're smacking that Jersey barrier. Oh no. Where are we at? Yeah. Ooh. I can't zoom out. I want to see my trailer because it looked like the back of my trailer is screwed up. Let's back up a little bit. I think we're good. Yeah. That rear dolly back there was kind of jackknifed around. This is very wide. And I wasn't paying attention. I was reminiscing about the old days. So anyway, I drove like, and I already been driving that day too in a semi truck doing something. I don't remember the load I was hauling, but I had to jump in a pickup and drive like an hour away, pick up a load of hay, load it by hand, 21 bales of alfalfa, and deliver it like another 2 hours away from that. And it's like, holy crap, you know, it got to be a lot. You know, and I don't mind the work for sure, especially back then when I was young. But it got to be a lot. So I started looking for greener pastures, and I actually got hired on running heavy equipment machinery for the operators union, and they put me on a backhoe. So I ran a hoe for like 6 years after that. Carson City, we're getting close. Making this money. I did consider back then as well, kind of doing what that farmer did. You know, buy a truck, do kind of like what we're doing in this playthrough. Buy a truck, buy a trailer, pick up some of these contracts, and be a rival. Kind of go my own way and make my own pay, kind of a thing. But when it came down to it, you know, it's like, look at my bank account and I got, you know, $300 in there. It's pretty hard to start a business with that, you know. And I'm not one to run to the bank. That's something you'll learn about me if you're new to this channel. Welcome, for one. But two, I don't like to take loans. It's just that it rubs me the wrong way to pay somebody for money. So I guess that comes from my grandfather. When I was pretty young, I was I want to say I was before I was 10 years old, and I wanted something. I was out with my grandpa, and I wanted something, and he says, I don't have the money, and I was like, well, we could put it on a credit card. And he explained to me how credit cards work. And to explain how a credit card works to like a 9-year-old is a daunting task. But he did it like this. He said, the way credit cards work, you look at the price for something that you want, and you decide you're going to put it on a credit card. You take the price and you double it, because that's what you're going to actually pay. It's not free money. And that stuck with me. Like, whenever I think about putting something on a credit card or getting a loan or something like that, I look at the amount of the loan, say it's a $10,000 loan. I just automatically have in the back of my head, that's not $10,000, that's $20,000. That car that you're going to finance is not $30,000, it's $60,000. So, and it just rubs me the wrong way. You know, I don't like doing that. So taking out a loan to start my own trucking outfit just wasn't, it didn't sit with me. And, you know, I was still pretty young and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then I get this operators union saying that we'll pay you like $30-something an hour to sit on your butt in a air conditioned and heated cab, playing a video game. You know, we're running a backhoe or a trackhoe for 5 hours or 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, something like that. And and we were gonna have tons of benefits and everything else. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. So, and that's not what I do now. I left that job a long time ago. Okay, we are going to be changing lanes again. Carson City, 1 mile. Carson City discovered. Woohoo. Yeah, and this time we didn't get a single fine. Had my lights on and I made sure I was behind them. And the last time I did a heavy haul, it was pointed out to me that the fine that I got wasn't for running a red light. It was actually for not having my headlights on like the other ones were as well. I can go ahead and run this. Whoa, we were going way fast. And I put that up on the curb. I'm a horrible oversized haul driver. We're gonna go way wide. There we go. I don't think I've ever been to Carson City. I'm pretty sure that is the capital of Nevada, right? Carson City, Nevada is the capital. Whoa. That was crazy. Oh, am I supposed to turn here? I am. That's why he was doing that. Alright. Let's get this screen back out of the way here. There we go. Let's see where they want this thing. See a mark on the ground there. Yeah, no, we'll park it. I don't think I made that nearly wide enough. No, I did not. We'll have to back it up if I can. Just out of curiosity, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that rear truck is doing. This big old thing is so articulated. I just really gorked it, didn't I? You know what? Yeah, we'll just skip it. Alright, there we go. We got $1,300 for that. Woohoo. That brings our balance up to just shy of 14,000. I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. I really hope you enjoyed this content. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.